Hola clase, ¿cómo están? Excelente. Y bienvenidos a una semana más de Learning with Senor Cow Cow. All right, so Spanish 3, thank you for joining us today. So, first announcement, just so you know, we have a test tomorrow, which you already know about. This is homecoming week, and for Thursday and Friday, we're going to be on a special activity schedule called the salmon colored schedule. And you'll just have to find that. I have a copy on paper in my classroom, but as you can see, I'm at home right now. So Thursday and Friday, we will have a different colored schedule. So when your classes start and stop will be different. So make sure you know that, especially for your virtual classes. All right. And so, like I said, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the schedule is perfectly normal, regular old what we call the gold schedule. Okay. So anyway, your test tomorrow covers all reflexive verbs and concepts. So all your things like cepillarse, no, I'm sorry, afeitarse, cepillarse, cepillarse el pelo, maquillarse, ducharse, secarse, all these different things, as well as your new verbs for Spanish 3. Like I was saying, you need to know how to say to become mad, me enojo, or she gets bored, ella se aburre. All right, so you got to know those. You've got to know your So those are your get verbs, like to get mad, to get married, to get tired, things like that. You need to know your two verbs together. Necesito afeitarme. Voy a ducharme. And your other concept was what we call, shoot, what is it? So it's your two verbs, it's your get expression, and your reciprocal verbs. Besarse. Ellos se besan. Ellos se abrazan. Ellos se ven. Ellos se escuchan, se hablan, se ven, all those things. Okay. So know all of that. And the one other thing that I am putting on there, and listen closely, is the possessive adjectives, not the possessive pronouns. Okay. So when I say when I say that, what I'm talking about is like mi amigo, mis amigos, su casa, sus casas, and so on. But you don't have to worry about things like el mío, el tuyo, el nuestro, at least not for this test, okay? So, all of your reflexive stuff, morning routine, and those three new concepts we looked over, and your possessive adjectives. Mi, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro, su. All right, so again, that's going to be tomorrow when your class begins. So, today, let's spend some time getting you ready. All right? And of course, we're going to be doing this in class for my seventh period class. So you will have one day, let's see. So it'll be B will take it on Tuesday and A will take it on Wednesday. All right. But everybody else, you digital folks, you will take it third period on the computer. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure I'm not skipping anything. Okay. So let's go get started with your warm up. Ok, clase, por favor, saquen papel y practiquen. Pause the video now. As we go over these, please keep in mind. Let me make sure we're still recording. Okay, good. 4 minutes. We're getting there. All right. Keep in mind, if there is anything here that you do not know from memory, things like get angry, get bored, get married, okay, you have to know that. If you don't know it, it's going to be a blank. All right. So get there. All right. Number one, I shower and I shave every day. Me ducho y me afeito todos los días. We get dressed after getting up. Nos vestimos después de levantarnos. So look at the structure of that. That's a really good Spanish 3 level sentence. We dress ourselves after getting ourselves up. Nos vestimos después de levantarnos. If you said nos ponemos la ropa, that's perfectly fine as well. You get mad when you have homework. Te enojas cuando tienes tarea. Te enojas cuando tienes tarea. Wow. She gets bored when she watches SpongeBob. Ella se aburre cuando mira or ve. We'll put it in Spanish just for fun. Bob Esponja is what it's called in Spanish. Bob Esponja, Bob Esponja, él es Bob Esponja. Do 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 do. Okay, they need. Let me make sure I didn't screw all this up. Was it worth it? Or is it still recording? Okay, well, we'll see what happened there. Okay, they need to dry themselves. Ellos. So again, you could say it one of two ways. You could say, um, forgive me if I'm dragging a little bit. It's late. Se necesitan secar, necesitan secarse. We should brush our hair. Debemos cepillarnos el pelo. Right, like let's say you've been riding in a convertible and you look at yourself in the mirror, it's like, wow. Debemos cepillarnos el pelo. Let's see if we can fix this, guys. This has got a little out of hand. Okay. Now, first, I want to go back over. I hope this is still recording. Okay. It should be fine. We'll see what comes out. If you're seeing this, I have not had to start over. All right, so let's go over your verbs one by one here. All right, to brush hair is cepillarse el pelo. To brush one's teeth. Cepillarse los dientes. Ducharse. This is to physically get up. Levantarse. Maquillarse. Afeitarse. Peinarse. This is drying off. Some of y'all ask about what this picture is showing. Secarse. This is to wake up. Despertarse. Remember, this is a stem changer, so it's like me despierto a las 7. Mi hermano se despierta a las 7:30. To get ready in general. Arreglarse. Nos arreglamos. To dress oneself. Vestirse. Ponerse la ropa. Me visto. Me pongo la ropa. Ella se viste. Se pone la ropa. To go to bed. Acostarse. What does this turn into? Yo, it goes me acuesto. Me acuesto a las 10. Lavarse. Works especially go specific body parts. Me lavo las manos, me lavo el pelo. To fall asleep. Dormirse. Bañarse. And to train. Entrenarse. To turn on the light. Encender la luz. Yo enciendo la luz. I don't do it to myself though, just enciendo. And to turn off the light. Apagar la luz. Okay. Now there's a number of things that we're going to do in class today, such as Like right now, what we'll do in class is I will say, I would say, tell me 5 things that you do in your daily routine in order. Okay. So if you want to think about that for a second, you could pause it here. So for me, for example, I would say, me despierto, me levanto, me cepillo el pelo, me cepillo los dientes, me visto y salgo. Okay. Also, one thing we're going to do is we're going to have one partner narrating and the other partner has to do it. Okay, for example, let's say I'm partners with John. I say, John se afeita. And he goes, John se cepilla el pelo. John se viste. John se ducha. John se seca. Okay, so pretty good. I think it's good activities. It should be fun. Okay, anyway, so right now I'm going to review your 3 concepts that we'll see on the test. So this, I believe, is posted on my Google Classroom. So reflexive verbs, everything you should know. Reflexive verbs are things we do to ourselves. Me ducho, nos secamos. These verbs are conjugated like any other verb. Duerme, lavas. Use your endings, stem changes, everything is like any other day. You must use a reflexive pronoun every time these are used. Me baño, se cepillan, nos duchamos, te secas. If there are 2 verbs working together in a sentence, you may choose to put the pronoun before the 2 verbs or attached to the end of the 2 verbs. For example, I'm showering myself. Me estoy duchando, estoy duchándome. Okay, when attaching pronouns using present progressive tense, you have to count back 3 vowels and put an accent mark to maintain the correct pronunciation. That's why we say things like duchándome, lavándonos, lavándome, secándote. It doesn't work every time, but most of the time it does. I can tell you from experience. As far as the count back 3 vowels thing. Use reflexive pronouns with expression that use get in English. Okay, and again, this is for those specific ones that we learned. They get sick. Ellos se enferman. We get married. Nos casamos. He gets mad. Se enoja. Finally, reciprocal verbs are actions that people do to each other. They kiss each other. Ellos se besan. We hug each other. Nos abrazamos. Do y'all talk to each other? Se hablan ustedes? Right? So again, it's the arrows. People are doing these things to one another reciprocally. Okay? And again, this just as a reminder, on my Senior Cow Quizlet page, I have made a Quizlet for this stuff. Okay? All right, let me keep going in the right order on my lesson plan here. Okay, we're getting there pretty quickly. Okay, now one big focus that I would like for you to have today is on my Senior Cow Quizlet. There's a good little practice here, reciprocal verbs and get verbs. So again, it's got all your words here. To kiss each other, besarse. To hug each other, abrazarse. To talk to each other, hablarse. And it goes through these, and then I think, oh no, it's just vocab. Okay, so to get angry, enojarse. To get bored, aburrirse. So again, like if there's one you don't know, like this, or like this, let's say number 1 on the test is we get tired. Well, if you don't know it, that's going to be a blank. So it is cansarse. Nos cansamos. Oh, nos cansamos. We get so tired in here. Okay, so there you go. Now, another thing I'm going to do with these words is I'm going to call on people in the classroom. So I'm going to say things like, cuando te aburres? You say, oh, me aburro cuando estoy en la escuela. Cuando te enojas? Me enojo cuando no tengo la televisión. Um, cuando te cansas? Me canso por la noche. Okay? Now, another thing we're going to do in class is to make a sentence with each one of these concepts, your 3 concepts. Number 1, 2 verbs. necesitamos afeitarnos. Your get verbs. Me aburro cuando tengo mucha tarea. And reciprocal verbs. Mis amigos se abrazan. Okay? So again, that's optional if you would like to practice by doing that. Okay. Now, I want to review your possessive adjectives for a moment. So let's go to my desktop here. Okay, possessive adjectives. Again, we're only doing possessive adjectives, not pronouns for this test. All right, so you got me, tu, su. Hold on. Okay, that is the right thing. Okay, sorry. All right, so you got me, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro, su. These match in number and gender with what they are describing. For example, one thing, my house, mi casa. Uh, our school, nuestra escuela. His books, sus libros. Okay? And again, you have your practice ones. I've covered this in a past video. And then this is the end of the notes. To show who specifically owns something, you use de. Juan's dog, el perro de Juan. Elena's house is big. La casa de Elena es grande. Now let's say it says the boy's dog, el perro, let's say the girl, el perro de la chica. The boy's dog, el perro de el chico. Whenever you have de el, del. El perro de la chica y el perro del chico. Okay? And again, these possessive pronouns, the whole mio, tuyo, don't worry about that for tomorrow. Let's not put too many things on one test. There's no reason. Okay. Now we're almost done. Y'all have been doing awesome. Okay, so here is a little activity. Again, this is nothing to turn in. I don't want to take up your time. Today is study time. But here's a little example of an assignment that I made. This is my friend Matt. It says use possessives to talk about someone that you know. Mi amigo Matt es muy inteligente. Su computadora es cara. Okay, so here I've said mi amigo, su computadora. So now I'm talking about his computer. My friend, his computer. Okay, so again, if you want the practice, you can talk about what your friend has, who it is, etc. All right, and finally, there is a little sheet. This I'm not even going to bother posting. If you would like a copy of this, well, I guess you could screenshot. So here's the first part, and the second part, and a little bit more. You're welcome to screenshot that. This is like a leftover worksheet if you need to practice possessives. Okay, his primos, sus primos, our sisters, nuestras hermanas. All right. If you really want a copy of this, please feel free to email me and I'll send you one. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so for the rest of the time, all you have to do is study with your notes, study with your Quizlet. Make sure you know every little thing for tomorrow because it could be I get mad, it could be they get married. You have to know it. All right, that's part of being in a high level Spanish class. It's important and it's exciting. I mean, we're getting into college territory here. All right, so I will see you on the next one. Adios.